Hey officers, Shelly here. Today we are going to be talking about Bugztopia and what is the Bugztopia PD series that I have written. So I have 8 questions here that I'm going to answer about the Bugztopia PD series. If you have any other questions you want me to answer about it, or if you want me to elaborate more on it, leave it down in the comments below and I will get to them. But so basically let's just start off with what is Bugztopia. So Bugztopia PD are these books here. They are my middle grade children's chapter book series. I do these for the age range of 9 to 12-year-olds. They've got mystery, detective work, mystery, detective, and overarching evil. And as the name of Bugztopia, and hopefully these character arts show, they are City of Bugs. But yeah, so this story was originally written for my nephew, who at the age of 7 knew I wrote books, and he was like, "Can you write me a book series?" And together we came up with the Bugztopia PD series. But yeah, let's get into these questions, shall we? So question number 1 is, why did you choose the title of Bugztopia PD? So the title of Bugztopia was just the city of the bugs that I created. Because we at the time were, like, me and my nephew at the time were watching not Bugztopia. We were watching Zootopia. And, you know, as he was, like, talking about the bugs, I was half listening to him and half watching the show. And I was like, bugs. He was talking about bugs, and I was like, bugs. Bugztopia. I don't know. I just thought of Zootopia and Bugztopia. I mean, bugs and Zootopia, and I kind of put them together. And then PD stands for police department, because this series is a detective mystery book series. So, you know, PD sounded right. Yeah, and then after that, all the other titles kind of just have to deal with what is going on in the story kind of thing, because, like, I feel like this is a self-explanatory title, like Bugztopia PD, The Attack on A&T Hill. You don't know what A&T Hill is, but there's going to be an attack on it, right? That's kind of what, at least that's what I believe. Makes sense. But yeah. Question number 2 is, what genre is these books? As I said, these books are a mystery detective detective book. That's kind of set for, like, younger readers. So I market them for, like, 3rd to 4th graders. But anyone and everybody can read them. They're super fun to read. Yeah, they've got an overarching evil to it. And as each story, like, as each season of books progresses, you keep building on this story as it is. But yeah. Question number 3 is, how should someone read this book series, and what do you mean by different seasons? So what I mean by seasons is basically how I break up the story. So I didn't want to have, like, a 27 book. I didn't want to have this massive series that you have to read from book 1 to the end to understand the story. So what I did was I divided them up into seasons. So each season is represented by a different color book. These first 6 are part of season 1. They are green color. We are following Officer Renee and Officer Francis. So Renee and Francis. This is just like them getting their story started. Season 2, which is going to be releasing in September. Well, the start of it will be releasing in September. We'll be following 2 new characters. The names are Officer Bug and Officer Ryan. We met them in books 1. We met them in the first season. But the second season is going to be like this yellowish color. And then season 3, we are following Officer Eva and Officer Zoe, which are characters you have not met before. But yeah, you're following them, and they're going to be like a purplish color cover. So yeah. So each season is just divided up between a different story arc, or like a different problem in a way. Yeah, and how you should read it, you can read it in any order really, except what I would want you to do is either read the first season all together, or read the second season all together, or read season 3 all together. Like, I want you to just read each season as it is by itself. Does that make sense? So, like, I'm gonna say books 1 through 6. Read them in order, you know? But, like, say you don't want to read those ones and you just want to jump into book 7 when it comes out to be a new release. You can do that. Just read books 7 through 14 in order before you, like, I don't want you to go back and forth between the books. Does that make sense? Like, follow one season and then go to the next season. Don't read the seasons intertwined because it'll probably get you messed up on what's going on and stuff in a way. But yeah. So those are the different seasons and stuff. Question number 4 is, what is the plot of your series? Basically, it's just like, how do I describe this? Just what can possibly go wrong in a city of bugs that has to deal with a crime. So it's got like you're just following different characters as we're trying to develop and stop the evil. Does that make sense? Like, basically every story is just we're trying to defeat the bad guy. Sorry, the bad guy. And as we progress each story, you'll learn about a new bad guy, and it'll keep going until hopefully we finish it. Hopefully, I think I think I know how I'm gonna end it, but you never know. Question number 5: what is your favorite and least favorite character? I would probably say, this is hard because I love each of my characters. Like, I love them each by themselves. I would probably say my least favorite characters. I've got 2 characters I think that are my least favorite. That is Officer Marie and Officer David. I think the reason I don't like them as much is because, like, I just haven't developed their story. I don't know what drives them, what makes them them. I just know them as, like perfect characters almost. Or like perfect officers who are always there, who's always up for an adventure, who doesn't complain and, just does their job and kind of leaves. Like, I don't know, it just, they do their job, but I don't know, they don't have, like, I haven't built on them yet, so I don't know, I don't know what kind of characters they really are. I just know them as the people that are always just sometimes there and sometimes not there, and then happen to be doing this and this and this. I don't really know who they are really. And my favorite character, I say this a lot, I think my favorite character is one of the villains in the story, just because I really love, I don't know why I enjoy writing the villains, but like, they're just a little more sarcastic, they're a little more like angsty, so they get a little more drama added to them and stuff. But I love writing them pretty much. And I think my favorite one is one that I have not written yet. I've just kind of done like a little story like leading up to like, oh, this one's got this going on and stuff like that. Yeah. That's kind of what I like. I like that guy, I think, the most so far. Question number 6 is, what do you learn from these books? Basically, I really want the idea of speciesism. Like, instead of racism, it's speciesism. Basically that everyone, it doesn't matter what you are, you're different than what your standards are. And also just like, yeah, I think like the overall theme is probably speciesism. Like, don't judge someone based on the species that they are. And then like, treat everyone as you should be equal, even if they shouldn't be, kind of thing. Like, I feel like the classics story, like what every author wants everybody to like take away from it. And like, there's found family, there's I can't think of anything else right now, I'm sorry, I'm like blanking. But really just like discovering who you are as a person, and like, I don't know, speciesism is the most thing I can think of right now. But yeah. Question number 7 is, if this were adapted into a TV show, movie, or anything else, what would you like it to be adapted as? I would like it to be a TV series. I would ideally like it to be an animated TV series. Kind of like, I don't know. I can't think of any good TV shows. I don't like watching TV a lot. But just having each book represented by a different TV series, different, like each episode of the show will be a different book. And I want them to all be animated, just because I couldn't imagine real life people playing these characters. So yeah, that's what I would like. I'm gonna take a pause real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the last question that I have is, what are my future plans for the Bugztopia PD world? This is gonna be a very long answer and a long statement because I have so many plans for it. It's ridiculous. But I'm also like, I don't know if I'll have the time to do it all. Let's just get into it. So the Bugztopia PD series, I already envisioned to be like 100 books long, or like at least 50 books long. I'm on book 17 of it, writing book 17, and I'm like, the story's just getting started because I have this villain I want to meet, I have this villain that needs to be met, and I need to go down these side paths too. So I'm like, it's a long story. So I'm like, okay, if I have all these if I have this whole series to be like 100 books long, I'm like, I also have like additional books that I would love to add on to it, like as like, instead of like, so they're pretty much divided up into two categories. One is basically following side characters that you meet throughout the stories. So let's just take Lillian Ant, for example. Lillian Honey. She is a character we meet in book 7. She is a young bumblebee who lives in Bugztopia. No, she's a honeybee, actually. She's a honeybee. She lives in Bugztopia, and like, I want to show how kids at that young of age just don't care about what species someone is. They just want someone to play with. And I also would love to have it like progressively get into like our teenage years. And be like, okay, this gets weird because we're supposed to be enemies, or like we're not supposed to be friendly with each other. I don't know. And then it ends with like her regaining her friendship with her old friend. I don't know. That's just me thinking. And then there's another one, like there's another character. His name is Tommy Ant. And I would love to get his perspective because he is an ant, and ants are like perceived differently in the world, and he believes in his opinions. I think that's how I want to word it. I don't know. But I just want to go through these different characters and how they were taught in each of their cities, and how they but like how, I'm terrible at this, but how they perceive and how they do the world around them. And there's also characters like besides just the children of the stories that I would love to do. But I'm thinking like those stories could be like graphic novels, or they continue to be chapter books. But I think I would love these ones to be graphic novels. I think that would just be awesome. Yeah. And then the second way that I would like to continue the series is with, hold on, let me flip my notebook here. I would love to do picture books of my short stories that I write. So in the omnibus, which is up there, it is a collection of the first 6 books in different font, different sizing and stuff, but it has all 6 of the books together. It is cheaper than buying all of the separate books, but I feel like I like the formatting in the chapter books better. But with the omnibus, I have like these 3 extra scenes that you get. And I think I would love to have these extra scenes be turned into picture books because they have some really great themes in it. So one example is a book that I call The Empty Box. Oh, not the book, it's just a short story that I call The Empty Box. And it is how sometimes I don't know exactly how to word it, but like how this one kid doesn't understand, like at such a young age, he doesn't understand the concept of death, and it's like they're only dead if, like, they're only gone if they're in the forever box. And so like if they're not in the forever box, then they're not dead, kind of thing, if that makes sense. So I would love to do a little short story about that, and I would love that to be a picture book too. But I say this, but like I said, like I think I told you guys, like I am somebody who has like 2 other pen names besides the Shelly Kitts pen name. Because Shelly is not actually my real name. But here on this channel it'll be Shelly for you guys. But so Shelly, the Shelly pen name is for my nephew and niece's projects. And I'm like, I don't know if I'll be able to do all of the Bugztopia books that I want to do while also doing my niece's projects as well. Because my eldest niece, she is almost 4, I think. But she's already starting to get interested, and I'm like, if I have 3 years until she gets to be old enough to do it, I'm like, to start asking about it, I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. But yeah, so I'm like, I've got all these ideas, and I'm sure as I write my niece's projects, I'll have ideas for them, and I'm like, I probably, like, I have a feeling I won't be able to write them all just because I have 2 other pen names, that all have lengthy stories, you know, and I'm like, maybe I could hire ghostwriters, but I don't want to say I don't believe in ghostwriters, but it's hard because I'm a discovery writer. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I would love to see other people's perspectives on the same world. So I guess maybe ghostwriting is the way to do it. Yeah, I don't know. Those are questions for whenever I get to be more famous. Well, okay, famous seems a bit extreme, but like whenever I get the books out, people start buying them and people start getting interested in it. Like I think that those are the questions that'll happen. Like I'll answer that question more whenever I get some like more feedback on the stories. But yeah, I would love to continue the series because I really enjoy it. But for right now, I'm just gonna focus on the PD series, and yeah, I get focus on the PD series, working our way throughout the series till we get to the big bad, stop the big bad, and yeah, kind of all that I've got. If you guys got other questions for me, leave them down in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye.